Good morning, 5 o'clock on the East Coast of the United States of America. Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies. Glad to be with you for another edition of Hardison's Tips. Tips giving you, the salesperson, an opportunity if you're new to get better. If you're already a salesperson, things that you need to do if you're planning on being a leader of men, leadership position, or maybe you're someone considering getting into the sales industry. We do speak on key account, major account, up and down the street, and home sales. But today we're going to be talking about automotive sales, but it can relate to pretty much anything else out there. Someone sent me an interview, so let's get right to it and unpack it. And it's about how to recognize the five buying decisions. When people decide to buy from you, they're really making not one, but five separate decisions before they will move forward and take your product or services. These five decisions everyone make can be looked at in different orders, but I want to throw it out at this order. One, it's about you. Yes, you have to sell yourself. First impressions. You've heard that whole thing ever since you've been high school, college, your first job. You only get one shot to do it right. So your initial impression will have to be strong, confident, so you can seem to the guest that you are successful. And one of the things, especially in a first engagement, when it's time to give that introduction, most people do a bad job of getting and receiving or retaining a name. What is wrong with writing it down on a pad? This way, you know you have it. Have them say it for you if it's a really challenging name to you, and start to use it. They're viewing, they're watching something that other salespeople are not doing. So you've already separated yourself, in integrity, if you will. In the customer's mind, that translates to whether you're there to really service their needs, wants, and desires. How interested are you in servicing them? And customers know the good from the bad. Also, about your judgment. Here we're talking about, are you really there to meet their needs, their wants, their desires? Are you going to be sensitive to their individual personalities, their moods, their needs? Maybe they have their little ones with them. Maybe they have an economic situation that's going on right now, and they're wondering, with buyer's remorse, is this the time to invest into this vehicle? We have some other challenges at the home. Now, how can that be done? Hopefully, you have a good process of answering high gain questions. If you know how to ask high gain questions, qualifying needs assessment, different parts of the country, people call it different things. But they're looking for you not to just interrogate and quickly find something. Ask, what if? How come? If you do not, what would you like to achieve? Give them some thought provoking questions, questions that will make them think. When you do things like this is where your value, not just a salesperson, now you're more like a consultant to them. Your dealership is very important in a decision making process. And hopefully, you work for a good organization that has branded themselves in that community. See, the customer wants to be convinced that your dealership is there to support them after the sale when they really need help. What your customer also wants to know is, what does your dealership stand for? Is there a mission statement? What does your dealership offer that others do not? How long has your dealership been around? What different manufacturers do you represent? How well are you received in the community? Do you have community partners? All this comes into play. Now, when it talks about the vehicles themselves, of course, the customer wants to know factual details about the vehicle that you're selling. But the real emotional concern is, does this really meet my needs, my wants, my desires? The emotional part of it. Does it solve my transportation needs? Now, if you did a bad job with the needs assessment, the qualifying, asking the high gain questions, if you did a bad job of recapping to show that you understood what their needs, wants, and desires are, and if you do a bad to no job of showing them how your product is going to alleviate that challenge, give them that pleasure point through an effective feature, advantage, benefit presentation, sure, now the customer's value about you starts to drop even more. That's why we ask questions and we confirm. This way we can present the right product the first time. And by going through a logical feature, advantage, benefit, and asking the guest, is this what you're looking for on your next vehicle? Hey, inside you told me that this safety package is important. Are you making the connection? See, because most people, they think it's just about the price. Now, customers don't really buy because of price. Is it one of the things? Yes, but it's not the biggest thing. They buy because of value. Oh, you've heard that word before from your manager on a tape or in a cinema. Yes, it's about value. You're a consumer. Isn't value important to you when you're doing something for your home, your apartment? Customers are the same way. They want more than a good price. They want value for the investment, especially in a vehicle that we do sell. Like they said, in some areas, that's going to be their second largest investment outside their home or their condo. But until they're convinced that your vehicle has value to them, until they see the benefits, I don't care what the price is. Too low of a price, suspicion. And they view all other prices as too high. Don't push price, sell value. As long as the customers are convinced that they're buying real value, they will be less resistant to the price. Now, another thing that we get a lot, is it time to buy? Buyer's remorse. Should we wait? Can we take this money and use it for something else? Here's where your professionalism comes in. Here's where your team solution selling comes in. Because if you utilize your desk managers, your new car manager, your used car manager, your business manager or F&I manager or a combination, and we only do that through an early managerial introduction. If you wait until the pencil's presented, We still can do something, but I know if I was your manager, why didn't you let me in earlier on all of this? And we could have addressed these issues. So, just wanted to go through some of the basics for the day. Hopefully, you got something out of it. But the key thing, confidence comes from practice. And I know from my lifetime, adults do not like to practice. If you don't practice, here's my question. Who are you going to practice on? The customer. And guess who's going to win? The customer. And now you're going to say, I'm not reaching my goals and dreams. I can't see how you make any money selling cars. We make money year in, year out. But you have to follow processes and you have to practice those processes so you can become confident and consistent. That's where value comes from. Once again, Brandon Hardison for Champion Strategies with another Hardison's tip. And as always in parting, go on out and make it a champion.